United 2, Chelsea 1. And I don't think it's a question in my mind. This is the best game I've seen the Leeds play in a United jersey. I don't think it's even close, because the way Amorim unleashed him, the way he was just roaming everywhere. This guy was on the left, on the right. And I want to do a small tactical breakdown of how he was used in this game, as opposed to how he was not used in the City game. And yeah, just basically gush over his amazing performance. Before we start, guys, we've been nominated for PAL Sports Influence of the Year alongside Makumi as well. Makumi, Tabitha from Box to Box and Box to Box have both been nominated for the same category. So yeah, guys, you just need to vote for us. We need to, whether you vote for us, it doesn't matter. It's a vote for Box to Box, right? So let's bring it home. Going straight into the game. I'm not even wasting time. So basically, this is how both teams set up. So I've removed Sanchez, who got the red card. I've brought in Adarabioyo, who came on alongside Jorgensen for Neto and for Estevao. I feel bad for Estevao. I feel like he was due to at least really test this backline. After what Doku did to this team, I was really, really keen to see what they do today. But seeing how De Ligt has been used, I don't know if it was going to be effective. So basically, let's just focus on the United side first. So whenever United are defending, they're always defending in they have this line of 5, and then they'll have Bruno and where is that man? Let's put Casemiro in there, simply because he is the one who was on the field today. If I can find him, Casemiro, where are you? Oh, there's Casemiro. So then you have those two, and then so basically they were defending that way, right? Which is more or less like a 5-4-1. But then what ended up happening is, let's assume this was City playing, because City were always playing so high up, right? Let's say they maintain the width of that guy. So they had their back 3 somewhere there, and then their full back is somewhere up there. If Bruno decided he's going to come out to pressure Caicedo, who has the ball, what they ended up happening is that they were leaving this huge space over here. And this is where Pep decided, instead of me going to stash Doku on the wing here, why can't I just bring him here? Because he's really quick with his feet, yeah? And when you do that, these two guys are forced to come out here. You have someone just hanging around over here. And obviously this is 10 men, but let me just use him as an example. So one person is maintaining the width, one person is forcing the least to really focus on them, and this is where Doku was getting spaces to get through there. On the other side, for the first goal, you saw it was Bernardo Silva, it was Doku and Foden basically going to that side and just filling the midfield. Because anytime Ugarte, because that game Ugarte is the one who played, Ugarte left this midfield, vacated the midfield area, left that space in the middle. You find you're playing there's 3 versus 2s or 2 versus 1s. So you're creating those mismatches and you're creating overloads in those areas. And that is why you saw that it was just very small, intricate passing that was getting Man City into very interesting areas, such as if it decides to work. Yeah, such as this channel there, right? And this channel there. So today, what did Amorim do? Amorim said, I'm not going to get beat like that again. This is not going to happen. Yeah? So let's just take back people to where they were. So let's just take back Kukurea there. So they're in a back 3, but they sort of have the ball there. But now the thing is, because they have gotten a red card, yeah, Bruno could press aggressively. Knowing very well they're playing with 10 men. But De Ligt was always pushing up. De Ligt was just coming up behind. There was this phrase that I heard someone say about how Calafiori and Rice are being used. It's like, you know, when you're walking a dog and you have a leash on the dog, right? So every time Calafiori goes somewhere, Rice just goes behind just to make sure if he loses the ball or if there's a counter, he's there to help, right? Because Calafiori is our left back, but he ends up going in so many different places that you have to have cover from the places he has vacated. And that's exactly what De Ligt was doing. De Ligt was coming in and just covered in these places. And Mars was smart. He was coming and tucking in. But also, this is why I need to give a big shout out to Maguire. Why am I giving a big shout out to Maguire? Because for this to work, if you're part of a back 3 and one centre back keeps leaving, the communication has to be great with the middle centre back. Because the middle centre back is the one that coordinates everything. He's the one that's relaxed there because Shaw can go and come back. Mazraoui, and then De Ligt goes, he calls Mazraoui in. So that middle centre back is the most important one. So from a communication perspective, these are the things that we don't see, but we can see the effects of. I need to give a big shout out to Maguire. Yeah, so De Ligt was not only going into these areas. Whenever you had Cucurella with the ball at the back there, and Bemo decided to press and Bruno pressed there, De Ligt also came all the way. Like, he would come all the way. You'd find him here on the wing trying to destroy this. So, like, in this case, this is, you have Caicedo, Chalobah, Cucurella. It's 3 versus 2. Trying to kill that advantage. He came all the way to the middle. At times, I saw him even all the way at the left. There was a time where I think they had a corner and then they came back. The ball went and it was recycled. But De Ligt was just chilling there in front. He was playing like a number 9. And this roaming is, yes, it looks like he's just running ragged, like he's just going everywhere. But it's almost like a free safety in the NFL. Free safety is one of those guys who his job is just to chill. And then when you see a play developing, you have the freedom to just pop out and be like, I'm going to shut that down. And that's exactly what he was doing. This free safety role that he's been given for me was so amazing to see. And I feel like it might be the way to unlock this team, in all honesty. And the other thing it did is that it allowed Bruno to push up higher. So if they win the ball, United have the ball and Bruno is up higher. How many times did we see Bruno in the opposition half, in the opposition box? He took his goal so well. And yeah, he was just amazing. He was just special in this game, to be honest. When I saw Euro on the bench for the game, I was a bit concerned because Euro was doing that, but not to that extent. Euro would just come all the way to just where the midfield is and then goes back. So when I saw that Euro was not starting the game, I was concerned. I was like, hey, so who's going to be the aggressive player? Who's going to be pushing out? And because Euro is the one with the longest legs. He's the one who's the quickest over 5-7 meters, which to me is some of the most important meters for a centre back, right? Especially in a back 3. For those two, you need people who are quick like that. You saw what Doku did, yeah? So, yeah, De Ligt was just amazing. If you look at his heat map, he basically looks like a number 8. This is not even a heat map of a centre back. If you look at it, he's basically in the right half space. He's like a defensive midfielder or the second defensive midfielder in a 4-2-3-1, right? So I was quite highly impressed by Mathijs De Ligt. I feel like, definitely his best performance in a United jersey, and long may this continue. Just touching on the other things, the subs. I've seen a lot of people complaining about the subs. When you look at the subs, for me, Maresca's subs, I sort of get what he was trying to go for, but I also don't understand why he took some people off. So, for example, Estevao coming off, understandable. Young kid, he had to. This is his 3rd or 4th Premier League game. Like, I get, for that I get. Training, playing at Old Trafford with 10 men, I get it. Brought the goalkeeper. But then he took out Neto and brought in Adarabioyo. So you've taken out 2 of your biggest threats, right? Like not 2 of your biggest, but 2 big threats. Because yes, you still had Palmer on the field. But then Palmer was now doing everything. Palmer was now actually a defender more than anything, which is fine when you're playing with 10 men. But when you get the ball, you need people who can try and help push the ball forward. So I feel like he would have at least given Neto another. It was the 7th minute of the game. Give him another 20 minutes, right? Because even if you concede at that point, which you did anyway, it's not like the goal was stopped. Even if you even if you concede, you have a threat moving forward. So removing Neto, he removed Neto for Adarabioyo. Bringing Adarabioyo, I get it because he moved back to a back 3. Pushed Cucurella out, pushed James out. Then he had Chalobah, Fofana, and Adarabioyo as a back 3. But taking out Neto for me was taking out such a big threat. And United just bombed forward. They just went. Literally they were just attacking. Then when Palmer now got injured, now you had no hope. You had no attack completely. Because Pedro he was literally another defender. Ante Santos, who I rate very highly. I wish I could see him under better circumstances, but he really ran his socks off at the front there. Casemiro took his goal well. I think they're going to give they gave the assist to Maguire. It was sure who won the header, but it came off Maguire's head, so Maguire gets the assist. But that second yellow card, man, bro, you know better. And he had just been warned from another foul. Like, you know better. You're the most experienced player on this field. You have 5 Champions League titles. I know the legs are gone, but you should know better. The ref, yeah, the less said, the better. Second half, Chelsea were really good. And the one issue that I had with United is Bruno ended up being alone in midfield, especially after Casemiro's. They didn't do anything tactically to switch it. So you could have at least put the Leeds to play in midfield for those 3-4 minutes, because it was a really, really nerving 3-4 minutes. And that led to them actually making a tactical switch, not a sub, a tactical switch, and flooding the midfield. Again, same thing what Fulham said after the press conference. We saw it was Bruno in midfield and we flooded the midfield. They were literally going to do the same. But credit to Amorim, brought in Ugarte, sort of stabilized that midfield. But second half, they were quite, not the same team that was playing in the first. But they're done enough. They're just done enough to. Yeah, and then lastly, Ahmad, I feel like you held the ball on too much. Like, there was moments where people were making runs. You had a chance to do like a quick 1-2 and then make the overlap. And you just held the ball on for too long. And the thing is, you've not been doing this before. So I don't know where this has come from. I don't know if it's something you've been asked by the coach to do. But I feel like there was instances where people were like, you really slowed down the game, especially when you're playing against 10 men. So yeah, I would love to see a bit more from Ahmad. He's not been that great this season. My favorite United player by far. I really want to see more from Ahmad, because you really set the level and the bar up here. So I would love to see you hit those heights and even go higher, But yeah, solid win for United. 2-1, you take it, especially after the crunch talks that happened sometime this week. And yeah, you move on. Nothing else you can do. Chelsea, poleni sana. Life comes at you fast. Chance to bounce back in midweek.